Many of you guys, how many of you guys have heard about Speed? And no, I'm not talking about the Speed, the Twitch creator. I'm talking about Speed, the card game. It is a fast-paced card game, so I'm guessing that's where they got the name from. Speed. Today we will be going over three things: the history of Speed, how to play it, and the benefits of playing the card game Speed. First, let's step into it. Was designed by Reinhard Stupe in 1955, but it was published by Adil Aduli in 1995. It was made in Great Britain. It was made in Great Britain, and some articles say it was even traced back all the way to 1938. It goes by many other names, not just Speed. Some are called Split, Slam, and Bam. Many of them are started with the name S, so I guess it's a good name. It takes 3 to 5 minutes long. Normally, it takes 3 minutes because it's a short, fast-paced game, and then 5 minutes if you're longer and you don't have a lot of mathematical skills. Normally, 2 people play it, but it can be played with 3 to 4 people, even 5 if you wanted to. Although, if you play with 5, it would be a little compact on the table, is the word for it. Okay, so let's break into it. Let's just demonstrate this, guys. All right. First, if you're playing with 2 people, which is ideal, you're gonna count out 15 cards. Now, this 15 cards will be a deck that you set to the side. And then you'll take 5 cards. These 5 cards will be the deck that you're able to look at when the game begins. You'll take 2 cards and you'll set them in the middle. Do not flip over these cards. You'll then take another 5 cards and set it to the side of the 2 cards that's placed in the middle. You'll do the same on the other side. Then you'll repeat the process that you did for you and count 5 cards for your opponent for them to look at, and then 15 cards for them to draw from. Once you have it all ready, you'll flip over the 2 cards in the middle, but at the same time. One of you guys grab the card on the left and the other grabs the card on the right. Once you flip them over, you'll be able to look at the deck that you have that was counted to 5. And when you look at the deck, you'll be able to place a card down. You cannot place a card down if the card is not either one above. So say I had a 6 right here. I can only place a 5 or a 4. I can't place a 10, an 8, or any of the above or any of the below. And you'll keep repeating the process until you have a deck, you have nothing in your hand. But the fun part is you have to make sure at all times that you keep your deck full. That way you're not constantly pulling from the deck that's for you. That's almost like your trash pile. It's what you get your extra cards from. And you don't want to be constantly pulling from it because then the game would take longer and you want to be the first person without the cards. If you and your partner come to a point where both of you guys don't have a card that's either below or above one of these cards in the middle, then you guys can pull from the deck on the side. This deck on the side, you only can pull one at a time. You can't pull 3, 4, 2, whatever. You can only pull one. And if you still don't have a card that's the same, one above or one below, then you guys can pull again. But say you only have the card and your partner doesn't have a card. You can keep putting your deck down until you don't have a card. Your partner has to wait. They can't pull from the deck beside them until you don't have a card to put. The first one without any cards from your trash or the 5 cards that you have in your hand is the first person to win. Okay. Now we demonstrated on how to play Speed. You probably want to know some of the benefits, seeing that it's a card game and you probably don't like card games. Speed has a lot of benefits. Seeing how you use a lot of mathematical skills when you go to place the cards down, you'll need to think fast when it comes to placing a card, whether it's below or whether it's above the number that you place. It can also help break the silence in a group. So say you come out to a group and you don't really know anybody, this can be a perfect way to break the ice. It relieves stress. It relieves stress because it allows you to break free away from the technology, maybe school or sports that you feel stressed out with. It also helps you when you're bored. And many of you guys probably don't get bored because you guys have PlayStations, Xbox, or whatever. But a card game is a great way to relieve that boredom. Okay, so now that we went over the history of speed, we demonstrated how to play speed, and we talked about the benefits of the card game. I can safely say that you guys have all the information to play speed, introduce it to your family, or break the ice if you're going into a group that you might not know. So thank you guys, and have a great rest of you guys' day.